Hey, what's up? It's me. I need to do this again because of the freaking reflection from the damn thing. But yeah, want to talk about what I saw tonight or today. The NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. See, at times when I say it, I say Liverpool. I know there's a Liverpool and there's a Blackpool, both in England, but it's Blackpool because I remember it's William Regal's home. And it was a great night. I mean, it was a great match. I mean, well, technically out there because it's all 5 hours ahead of us. I'm in the East Coast, Eastern time zone. They're out in the Greenwich Mean Time, so it's 5 hours ahead. But yeah, overall, it was a great show. And from watching, it's like I'm missing out on the NXT UK. I haven't been watching the episodes, and I kind of regret it because sometimes it's on when the actual show's on. It's on while I'm at work. So I'd have to. So the thing is, if I have to watch, I have to watch it on demand. But I feel bad because I've been missing out. I don't know too many of the people on the roster. Some I've seen because of the tournament specials, like the Cruiserweight Classic, the Mae Young Classic, and the UK tournaments. Uh, but man, what a show! What a show! Great matches, few changes here and there. Tag team matches, So I should, before I go anywhere else, spoiler alert, because I'm gonna kind of spoil the matches in a way. Tag team match. There was the ending tournament, the finals of the tournament to crown the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions. I think it should just call it UK Tag Champions, even though it's NXT UK brand, because the other two championships don't have NXT UK. It just says UK. Anyways, it was Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate. I'm about to say Tyler Black, Tyler Bate versus Zach Gibson and James Drake. I think I have their names right. But overall, both teams put on a great match. I know Mustache Mountain. I've seen them in action many times. I was there at the last takeover when they were challenging for the NXT Tag Team Championships. They could have been the first. They would had a chance to become the first ever, the first to hold both the NXT Tag Team Championships and the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. They could have been the first to do it, but unfortunately, and that's James Drake and Zach Gibson. So a lot of moves that and the Mustache Mountain playing tribute to the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid. Not only with their outfits, because they had the same outfits the Bulldogs used to wear, just with their mustache logos and all that, but some of their moves. At one point, Trent Seven did the running power slam, Davey Boy's move. I believe it was he did that, and then Tyler with the flying headbutt that the Dynamite Kid used to use. But back and forth, a lot of action, a lot of crazy spots here and there. But at one point at the end, it was Gibson and Drake. They got it done. Hitting with some real cool moves. I've never seen this in combination German suplexes, combination. I think at one point before the end, there was like a dooms. I think it was Gibson that had Tyler up on his shoulders, electric chair style, on the outside of the ring. Drake dived off, did a suicide dive and closed on him off, kind of like a doomsday device, a suicide doomsday device, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that. Great action. And then Trent tried to get in there involved. He got caught. And then they finished him off with which is like a hangman. What was like a full Nelson. I can't remember exactly, but he moved. He had one guy had him. I think it was a full Nelson. And then Gibson came in with the code breaker. They folded him into the code breaker, and that got the win for the team. Great match. And then the next match was supposed to be I don't know again. I know Jordan Devlin. I forgot the other guys. I think it was Thomas Banks or Travis Banks. I can't remember exactly. I apologize. But apparently, before the show, when Banks was coming in, Devlin attacked him and injured his knee. Banks came out, was about to fight. He was looking to fight. Jordan Devlin would come out into the ring. Banks go out and dodge onto him. They get into a brawl before the matchup. But it was Devlin that got the control and re-injured Travis' knee, and it made it even worse. So he couldn't compete. Jordan Devlin was feeling good until the commissioner and the assistant, well, not commissioner, I should say GM, and his assistant to the GM, Tyler, Jordan, I forgot his name. Johnny Saint. I'm about to say Jordan Saint. Johnny Saint they had and his assistant, they had a plan. They had a little backup plan. Apparently, in case something like that would happen, they had another plan for Jordan Devlin. And it would be this guy, Finn Balor, another guy from Bray County, Regal Island, in Ireland. There's a Bray County Island. I'm stop again. I apologize, but apparently it's I believe it. I remember Jordan Devlin. He was trained by Finn, so basically it was kind of like student versus teacher, and they put on a great battle, both learning from each other. Jordan Devlin took some of the moves from Finn, and and it was a great match. Jordan put on a great effort, but Finn proved that he's still the man from Ireland. Hit the 1917, 1916, hit the sling blade, did all his moves, a lot of high flying action, and then finished it off with a straight up coup de grace right to the heart and got the win. Great matchup between those two. Then I believe it was the women's championship match, if I'm right. The women's championship match. It was Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm. A lot of momentum for Toni. It was a lot of support for her, especially what happened recently with the apparently there was some leaked pics of her in the nude, and people felt bad because somebody leaked, some crazy person, whatever, leaked it. But the fans rallied behind Toni Storm in support of her because, you know, when scandals and stuff come out like that, people worry that they might get fired and all that stuff. But a lot of support went out for Toni. You know, Rhea was doing hot. I was pretty excited about this matchup. Those two put on one hell of a fight. We saw the Riptide. We saw the Storm Zero. Saw a lot of powerful moves between the two ladies. And it was basically a rematch too, nonetheless, because it was the two of them. They were in the finale for the Women's Championship tournament to crown the first ever UK Women's Champion. And there was at one point at that match, Toni took a backdrop onto the apron and her back was out bad. And Rhea took over, and that's how she won the tournament with the Riptide and won the championship. Basically, for Toni, she was coming on strong, winning the Mae Young Classic, winning this year's Mae Young Classic of 2018, I should say. She won last year's Mae Young Classic, and she got her championship match, and basically looking to become champion for the first time and looking for redemption too. And she got it. Saw some Storm Zeros. Rhea kicked out. So Riptide, which I don't think, if you look at it, I don't think it was a truly Riptide, because I believe Rhea's Riptide, when she pump handles you up, she turns into like a power bomb. The one she did, it would look like just a regular pump handle slam. So I don't know if that really helped her out. But Toni kicked out. We saw a different Cloverleaf. They survived that. But Toni would hit the second Storm Zero, and she would get the win, and she would receive her first, and she gets her first championship, because the new United Kingdom Women's Champion. Also, there was Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff. Never heard of these guys either. I think I've heard the Mastiff guy. I think he was in one of the tournaments. I can't remember exactly. But overall, those two, and there was no disqualification nonetheless, so anything goes. And it was one hell of a battle. Saw all sorts of weapons. We saw chairs. We saw kendo sticks. We saw tables, among the others. Apparently, the storyline behind this is Dave Mastiff gave Eddie Dennis his first loss. Eddie Dennis was coming in from he had an undefeated streak going on. They had a match the first time around. Dave Mastiff beat Eddie Dennis to give him his first loss. And he was not happy with it, so he challenged Mastiff, but this time to a no DQ match. And it was going in Eddie Dennis's way. He had, I forgot what the name of the movie's called, but basically it's his version of the Outsider Edge, the Razor's Edge. And he did that on Mastiff, and Mastiff would kick out. Mastiff is a huge, massive guy. So Eddie Dennis getting him, it was using his power on him, was impressive. He did the it was that sidewinding slam, I just call it the catatonic. That sidewinding slam he did on the steps. I thought that would take Dave Mastiff out, but it didn't do that. But it came in the end. It came down to that table. Eddie Dennis was going for his move and trying to run him through the table. Mastiff would get out of it, knock Dennis right towards the table, and then does the cannonball through the table, and he would get the win. Yeah, great match. Great match. Now, I might have the matchups kind of out of order. I'm not sure, actually. But I think that was all the matches. And then, of course, you had the main event. That's all the matches before the main event. UK title between the champ, 600 Days of Counting, Pete Dunne, and Joe Dennis. I'm sorry, Joe Dennis. Joe Coffey. I mean, the other guy myself. Sorry about that. Joe Coffey, Pete Dunne, championship on the line. Apparently, Joe Coffey's part of this group. I think it's called Gaddis. With Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. Apparently, the heel trio. I knew Wolfgang from the tournament. I didn't know those Coffey guys. But then Joe Coffey's a legit guy. He is for real. Pretty hellacious. He gets into it. He and Pete Dunne put on, I would kind of consider a classic. Part of me thought maybe the match was a little too long. But overall, I think it was a great match. There's a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. It could have gone all night, basically. But Pete Dunne, we saw bitter ends. We saw the, I forgot the name of his move, the Battle of the Bells, which is like a discus clothesline, a discus lariat. We saw them going off the top rope, falling off the top rope, all these massive hits, massive battle. But at the end, Pete Dunne, it took two bitter ends, but it didn't take out Coffey. When he hit the second bitter end, Coffey would kick out, but then he would roll him over. Pete Dunne would roll him over, do the wishbone, breaking the fingers, and then taking one of those fingers and bending it backwards, really causing the pain, and that forced the tap out. Pete Dunne is still champion, continues his long record-setting reign, 600-plus days. And then after the match, though, for a while, as they were about to go off the air, some new guy comes out named Walter. Now, again, I don't know this guy. I'm sorry I don't know him. I've only heard of him. I've only heard him from that night, from the show. But he is a giant. He looked like a freaking giant. He and Pete Dunne go face to face, but Joe Coffey would get up to the apron, get in the ring. Walter give him a big ass boot to the face and knocked him out, back out the ring. And then, of course, it just ends up with a stare down. Pete Dunne, Walter. Walter giving him props, some respect, and then he leaves. Pete Dunne then continues celebrating his championship win. He's retaining. I don't know if anyone can stop Pete Dunne. Somebody's going to have to be extreme. Maybe it's that Walter guy, or maybe it's someone else. Somebody major has to take out Pete Dunne. He's got to be that major. He's got to be that extreme, pretty much, to not only outsmart Pete Dunne, but to take him out and become champion and stop him. Now, if I had to grade this out of 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 8. A solid 8. Like I said, the matches were, you know what? I mean, let me rewind that. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give him a 9. Overall, like I said, it was one hell of a night. Great to see Finn participate to teach his student a real lesson. The tag team match was excellent. The women's title match was great. That no DQ, loved it. And of course, the world title, like I said, I think, not the world title, the UK title, the men's UK title. Like I said, I feel it kind of ran a little long, but it was a great match between the two of them. If I had to pick the match of the night, though, the match of the show, it's a toss-up between the tag team title match, the tag team tournament finals, and the no DQ match. But if I had to choose, I'd choose the first thing in my mind is the tag team title match. I think that would be the match of Although that no DQ match was kind of a close second. Anyways, I'm hoping to watch more of the NXT UK show. I'm gonna try to get more into that because I'm loving the action. I'm trying to get back because I think the thing was I got spoiled like a few weeks ago or something about some of the stuff that's going on. That's why I kind of stopped watching because I'm just see this people were spoiling it for me and that ruined it. So, anyways, but I'm gonna try to do. When I get a chance to watch the NXT UK, try to watch that more often. Go back to watching the regular NXT and the 205 Live. I'm trying to get back to watching more wrestling on the network. Especially now that we're on the road to WrestleMania, because the usual NXT takeover comes in Phoenix in 2 weeks, and then the night after that, Royal Rumble 2019. Who goes to WrestleMania, where I will be. I will be at Mania, so I'm hoping to see a lot of people there. And who's going to be challenging for the championships. I can't wait. Anyways, that's my opinion. That's my reaction to NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. See, I keep wanting to say Liverpool. It's Blackpool. NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. Great show. Great job by the commentators. I'm looking forward to see more action from the NXT UK division. All right. Thanks.